Brahman and Vaishnava. The conclusive comparison between Brahmans and Vaishnavas. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Translated by Bhumipati Das. Prakriti Jana Kanda. Section concerning worldly people. The pure tracts of land known as Aryavarta and Dakshinatya, which have existed since time immemorial, and which stretch from the Eastern Ocean to the Western Ocean, and from the Himalaya mountains in the north down to the abode of the demons in the south, are presently known as Bharatavarsha, or India, being known since time immemorial as Karmashetra, or the field of fruitive activities. This Bharatavarsha is the land of various activities of innumerable expert fruitive workers. Sometimes the skies of Bharatavarsha are saturated with the rishis chanting of hymns from the Vedas and the smoke emanating from the sacrificial fires. Sometimes the land of Bharatavarsha is soaked with blood from battles between the demigods and demons. Sometimes the demons are destroyed by the wonderful prowess of incarnations of the Supreme Lord. Sometimes philosophers debate, poets compose sweet verses, scientists display extraordinary expertise. Foreigners are astonished on seeing these social and cultural arrangements. In this way, various scenes appear in one's heart while reflecting on the land of Bharata. In all these scenes, we can see one community as the principal hero. That is the community of Brahmans. The creator of this universe is Lord Brahma. So those who are born from his head, his principal limb, into the field of fruitive activities, those foremost sons and their descendants accepted the designation of Brahman, and thus spread his glories. Even today in India, the glories of the Brahmans are accepted as truth by men and women from childhood to old age. From time immemorial, the prestige of the Brahmans has surpassed all opposition and remained intact. Many historical incidents support this fact. All Sanskrit literatures proclaim the glories of the Brahmans. It is stated in the Mahabharata, Vanaparva, chapter 206. Translation. Even Indra, the king of the demigods, offers obeisances to the Brahmans. So what can be said of the people of earth? The Brahmans are as powerful as fire. If they want, they can burn the entire world to ashes. The water of the ocean is salty and therefore undrinkable due to the anger of the Brahmans. The fire in the Dandakaranya forest, started by the Brahmans' anger, cannot be extinguished even today. Many similar glories of the pious Brahmans are heard. End translation. A compiler of Dharma Shastra, Vishnu 19:20-23, has stated. Translation. The demigods are not seen by gross senses. The Brahmans are manifestations of the demigods. The demigods reside in the heavenly planets by the mercy of the Brahmans. The Brahmans' words can never be false. Whatever the Brahmans speak in great satisfaction is accepted by the demigods. When the manifested forms of the demigods, the Brahmans, are satisfied, the demigods who are beyond sense perception are also satisfied. End translation. Another compiler of Dharma Shastras, Brihaspati, 49:50-52, has stated, Translation. A weapon can destroy only one person, but the anger of a Brahman can destroy one's entire family. The anger of a Brahman is more fiercely powerful than a disc. So, one should not make a Brahman angry. A king burns through his punishment, while a Brahman burns through his anger. End translation. Other compilers of Dharmashastra, Parashara 6, 60-61, and Satatapa 1:27-30 have stated. Translation. Whatever the Brahmins speak, those are the words of the demigods. The Brahmins are the manifestation of all the demigods. Their words never prove false. The Brahmins are moving, secluded, holy places that fulfill all desires. Sinful persons are purified by the pure as water words of the Brahmins. End translation. A compiler of Dharmashastra, Vyas 4, 9, 10, 54, has stated. Translation. There is no other, nor will there be, a superior holy place than a Brahman. O best of the sages, simply by honoring the water that has washed the feet of a Brahman, one achieves the same result that one attains by donating a brown cow on the full moon day of Kartik. As long as the earth is moistened by the water that has washed a Brahman's feet, the forefathers will drink nectar from lotus vessels. Through the body of a Brahman, the demigods, though living in heaven, always eat havya offerings, and the forefathers in Pitriloka always eat kavya offerings. So who can be superior to such Brahmins? End translation. In the Bhargavya Manu Sanhita 1, 93, 94, 96, 99 through 101, it is stated. Translation. The Brahmins have become the lords of the entire creation through their religious council. The Brahmins were born in order to receive havya and kavya offerings on behalf of the demigods and forefathers. Among those with developed intelligence, the human beings are the highest. Among the human beings, the Brahmins are the highest. As soon as they are born, the Brahmins assume the topmost position in this world, and in order to protect religious principles, they become the lords of all living entities. All the wealth of this world belongs to Brahmins. Due to their high birth, the Brahmins are meant to receive all sorts of wealth. Whatever foods a Brahmin accepts from others, whatever clothes he accepts from others, whatever items he accepts from others, and whatever items he gives in charity, in fact, belong to him. Only by his mercy can other people enjoy these things. End translation. Sri Parashara 832 further says, translation. Even if a respectable Brahmin who has undergone all reformatory processes is sinful, he should still be worshipped. A self-controlled Sudra who is always lamenting, however, should never be worshipped. Who will reject an ill-natured cow to milk a well-behaved she-ass? End translation. Forsaking the Vedic way of life can never be compared with the godless, ever-lamenting, averse to the Vedas state of the Sudras. The prestige of the Brahmins is seen through the Ramayana, the Puranas, and the Tantras. Religious-minded people always carefully protect the prestigious position of the Brahmins. In fact, throughout the 4 yugas, religious-minded people of India have neither disrespected nor considered that others should disrespect the Brahmins. In a place where proper respect for each of the Varnas is found in social dealings, each Varna displays its own greatness by endeavoring to increase the prestigious position of the Brahmans. All Brahmans are superior to, the protectors of, and more powerful than the demigods, the other castes headed by the Kshatriyas, the animals, the birds, the reptiles, and the plants. Due to their sharp intelligence, they are capable of acquiring all kinds of knowledge and are exclusively qualified to impart knowledge to others. By virtue of their keen intelligence, they are worshippers of the demigods. They are respectful to the Kshatriyas. They are the well-wishers of the Vaishyas, Sudras, Antyajas, and Malechas, and they assist in the worship of the demigods. On the strength of their renunciation, they are unattached to their assets. They earn their livelihood by begging, and they give their surplus in charity. Those who have accepted the Aryan way of life in India, the followers of the Vedas, the Smartas, the followers of the Puranas, the followers of the Tantras, all offer respects to the Brahmans. The Brahmans are the only masters and experts in executing the three types of rituals. Animals and persons other than Brahmans are naturally obliged to these persons who are endowed with such influence. We are unable to understand who would not desire the mercy of personalities who have such authority, respect from the demigods, and omnipotency. Not only the Aryans, but every Indian, not only the Indians, but the people of the entire world, not only the people, but all living entities, not only the living entities, but even the inanimate world. All should more or less know the uncommon power and influence of the Brahmans, and thus certainly consider them to be in the topmost position. The statements of Vaishnava literatures, the far-sighted teachings of sages who are adorned with varieties of knowledge and transcendental opulences, and the unwavering faith of perceptive Indians who respect the Scriptures, cannot be considered by us as simply encouragement for the wild dancing of useless gossipers. If one studies the statements of the Scriptures of India regarding the prestigious position of the Brahmans with a narrow mind, then all the expected conclusions will turn into churning waves within the ocean of arguments. Such heaps of biased arguments are not pleasing to the ears of opposing thinkers. They only promote the interest of the propounder. The esteemed logicians who maintain such ideas soon fall from their own self-interest and display their narrow, sectarian spirit by disrespecting impartiality. Such logicians go to England, Japan, Germany, or America, but are unable to attract the faith of intelligent people of those countries in their biased interpretations of the Scriptures. If they give up their self-interest and consider things impartially, however, then the deep meaning of the Scriptures' purports will easily be revealed in their hearts. In brief, we can say that things in general are perceived as auspicious or inauspicious when seen by swan-like or ass-like people, respectively. Such distinctions of auspicious and inauspicious are the result of the person's language and mentality. As far as we are concerned, we are not busy in simply carrying the load of the Scriptures. Rather, we are on the front line of accepting their essence. I cannot say whether those who have given up the path of reasoning and foolishly accepted carrying the load as the goal will be happy by our presentation.